Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Colorless Oranges. I almost forgot my intro. Hello, and welcome back to Colorless Oranges, where I share my experiences to help better yours. I am your host, Sydney Hyatt, and today we're talking acceptance. What does it make you think of? How does it make you feel? You already know the drill. Let me know. Pause this video, writing your notes. Think about it. Okay, you're back. Great. Acceptance is a large topic. I feel like it can cover so many things. And I want to talk about acceptance when it comes to relationships with yourself, with your family, with your partner, with your friends, just pretty much anybody and everybody who might be important to you. I'm going to try to do this video a little bit different from my other one. So if you realize anything different or if you like this, don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow. We're making it big, y'all. This past weekend, I was with a couple of family members. I don't know how this topic became, but I kind of do. It's just this is who I am as a person. I like to figure out why people are the way that they are. I have like an investigative nature. I don't, try to go in too deep with certain people if they don't want to, but a lot of the times people are like, finally, yes, somebody I can be open with. Like, where the hell have you been, girl? Let me tell you my deepest, darkest secret. So that's sort of what happened this weekend. This girl and guy relationship for a couple of months already. Oh shit. Give me a second, guys. I think I locked the door. As we began to talk, I discovered that all relationships are mirrors to each other. Like, we might have things a little bit differently. Obviously, we all look different than one another, but some of us have like identical problems with our partners that I don't think a lot of people realize. So the girl, she started telling me like, she has problems with her partner because, she feels like he's the nonchalant type. She wants someone to be a little bit more loving, and this person went through something extremely traumatic, so it kind of changed their personality a little bit within the span of their relationship. And so she was trying to explain how she knows that this person has changed and she just wishes, that they could go back or stuff like that and whatever. And okay, I was just trying to explain how if you're going to be with this person, you have to accept them for everything that they've put you through or what you've seen that has changed, because we obviously evolve in relationships, whether through trauma, whether through experiences, whatever. We all change, and you should accept your partner. And she just kept saying, I do accept him, but I accept him, but I just want him to meet me halfway. This is for the people in the back who don't understand what the word but means. But negates the first part or the beginning part of the sentence. So when somebody says, I love you, but I hate that you don't wash dishes. Babe, they don't love you. The I love you part was just to kind of soften the blow to but. So it was, I accept him, but I just want him to meet me halfway. Had you accepted him, you would not want him to meet you halfway because you understand who you're dealing with. You need to accept the person that is right in front of you, not for their capabilities of next week or in a year. It's not the person that you think in your brain is who is in front of you. It's the exact person and for what they've shown you and who they are. You can't just sit here and think like, oh yeah, this person was like this in the beginning, but they're like this now and I want them to go back. Babe, they've changed. It's time to accept that. And if you don't, you're not forced to stay here. I feel like a lot of people think that like that's so harsh to say. No, you can walk out. You have your own life. You have free will. Like, you can do as you please. Hey. Look like a real podcaster. Hello? Oh my God. I love this. This sounds amazing. And thank you so much to our sponsor. You can find them in the description box. Anyways, it just baffles me that people think that the words that are coming out of their mouth are real. Like, I cannot deal with people who do not use their brain, who are stupid, and I'm sorry, for lack of a better term, that's the only term I have to use, and I don't want to sound mean or anything like that, but people who can't just use their brain. It's common sense, but common sense isn't so common, you know what I mean? Like, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. People don't understand that there comes a time where you need to walk away from certain things. It's not working out, babe. It's not. Walk away. It's frustrating to me because I just feel like, come on, people. It's 2024. Like, I literally just watched a video on YouTube that was talking about how we wouldn't survive the Middle Ages and stuff, and saying why. And it was like, well, women are like actually the same as children, and they're not allowed to do anything but clean the house and take care of the animals and blah, 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 and all of that. And I'm like, we're not there. whatever you think another person is providing you, I promise you they're not. You have it within you to do it yourself. And I know that that's difficult to hear sometimes, but it's just like, hello, wake up. Wake up. We're here now. It's really frustrating. It really is, because I just see so many situations that people are putting themselves in, and I'm like, you can just leave. At the same time, don't tell me that you accept somebody for who they are and use the word but after, and then still be tight when this person is showing you who they are and you're just like, no, 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 you're not this person. I recently went through like this whole like idea thing in my head where I was like, okay, me and my partner, for example, hello, like, girl, if you know who I am, then you know what's happened. Like, I'm very open about everything. I don't omit things. I don't hide things. It's there. And it's not like, oh, this is not for the public. It's just, that's who I am. I like to use my experiences to help better others. That's just how it is. I personally didn't like certain things, so I kept walking away. And a lot of things that this couple that we saw this weekend, she wasn't understanding, because okay, she's young, and you can't really blame it always on age, because at 21 I was young, of course, but my mind was a little bit more developed. There's other people whose mind isn't as developed because they don't have as many experiences, which is cool and fine. It's all about you being susceptible to learning. It's about you wanting to better yourself. It's about you wanting to understand a different point of view, even if you don't agree with it. Just to know that it's possible. You can. Like, your brain is open enough to do so. But when your brain is closed, and you're going to keep going through the same problems, and you're going to keep crying in front of everybody, and you're going to keep feeling depressed and being sad, all because you don't want to listen. It's like, what else do you want me to say? She was explaining how, everybody in their family keeps telling her to leave. Like, why are you in this relationship? You should just go somewhere else and all of this stuff. First of all, in my brain, I was like, I'm not listening to not one word anybody else tells me about my relationship, because I'm not taking advice from anybody about something that they don't know. Okay, you're not in my shoes. You don't know who I'm dealing with. But then again, there's a lot of things that I can learn from people. Just like I learned, these two people are facing the exact same problem. He admitted he does not see her in his future 10 years down the line. Why? Because he admitted he has abandonment issues. So he feels as though everyone is going to leave. Cool. That's fine, babe. You admitted your truth, and you're willing to try to fix that, but that's his truth. She then goes on to say that she has abandonment issues, but they said this in separate times of this conversation. This conversation was about 3 hours. One said it in the beginning. The other one said it like in the middle of this conversation. She goes on to say how her father had abandoned her when she was younger, and how she feels as though he abandons her whenever she starts speaking up about her feelings. He just walks away or whatever. Okay, great. You guys are both facing abandonment issues. Hence, a mirror. This person is put in your life for you to fix certain things about yourself. He is not responsible for your trauma, nor are you responsible for his trauma. It's that simple. We need to work on things separately, but these people are put in our path to help showcase it, to put it on the big screen and say, wow, like, I need to change this about myself. He has abandonment issues and he wants to change it. She does too. He accepts her for her tweakingness, because that's what he called it, which to me, that word is like very, very, very like out there. I wouldn't usually use that word because I feel like it's a word related to a specific type of people who are dealing with like addiction and stuff like that. And I wouldn't, use that term lightly for what he was calling erratic behavior, basically, where she would, be wilding out and like, but he accepts her behavior, so it's fine, but she doesn't understand or accept him. And it was just a constant, everything she was saying was just another citation as to why she does not accept this man for who he is. I don't think a lot of people take into account that their life is theirs. They think that these other people are extensions of who they are and we need to keep this around. You don't need to. You can walk away. And I don't mean like, oh, because this person's so difficult, whatever, because at the same time, I feel like the stuff that he was putting her through is just normal things. People have moods. People are bipolar. There are bipolar people in the world. Like, that's a real disease. Like, people are really like that. And she just kind of didn't get it. And it's fine to be sheltered and not know But it's another to put yourself in this predicament and not know how to get out or not understand what's going on. I don't expect everyone to think as I do anymore. I kind of realized like my way of thinking is my way, and that's why I'm here in my podcast where I can talk about what I want and this is my view on the world. I had a really hard time accepting my sister for who she is. Seriously. Like, I know if you know me, then you know what I'm talking about, because we're so similar but so different, and I kind of wanted her to not follow in my footsteps, but to just do things that are good in my opinion. What I did in my line, in my coming to the universe and being on my own and in my own life, you know, like this is what helped me. So I kind of wanted her to follow my line, which she is not. And I had to understand that like not everybody enjoys school the way you do, Sydney. Not everybody wants to work towards the same goals that you have, you know? And although like graduating high school in America is a really useful tool, not a lot of people use it, and that's fine, you know. They like to showcase all the people that have graduated that didn't graduate and are millionaires and billionaires and all of this stuff. Even in my own life, you know, I am the first graduate in my family, and I would consider my parents successful. Their minds are just very open. They have a lot of knowledge. They've experienced a lot of things that school could never teach them. And sure, I know that they wish that they kind of had like that upper hand to be able to do so, but you know, my mom had 4 kids. My dad on the other side, that's his life, his story, that's his business. But you know, there's a way to make it out in their era. I feel like in our era, it's a little bit different, especially for my sister, where everybody's like an online sensation, you know? She's not out there like that. So it's just, it was hard for me to understand this person. Even with my dad, when I met him, I was just very like, what is this? Like, it was cool at first, but then like in the middle, within a year, I want to say I was, or not a year, maybe like 2 years, I was like, what is wrong with this person? Like, why are they like this? Like, why are they, I don't need to be dealing with this stuff and blah, 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 blah. In all actuality, it was just something that I didn't understand because I wasn't open to understanding, you know? And even when I did understand, I was like, I don't accept. So, okay. And now I fully accept and I fully embrace it because this is someone who walks in their truth daily. You know, they're not adjusting themselves for other people. And that is something that I truly respect. Like, out of everything in this world, for you to be who you are, no matter where you go, like that to me is just the highest of the high. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's people that respect others who are, you know, billionaires, they've made this money, or married because they can deal with other people. And, you know, people have their things that they respect. Mine, you're the same person here that you are with $1 billion at a golf course with Tiger Woods, or freaking, I don't know, everywhere that you go. But this all was a journey. I had to walk there. Okay, I didn't take a car. I wasn't on the train. I didn't take the bus. Like, I walked there to figuring out all of these people. Even my partner. Even his family, because that's very difficult. People don't talk enough about, like, I know that they always have like this stigma against like the guy with the mother-in-law, like, oh, she's so annoying. I feel like it's the opposite. Not that my partner's is the opposite, but I feel like, who can't get along with my mom, you know? Because she's my mom. But there are people that are difficult in this world, and you just gotta navigate them. If you want to be with somebody, you have to accept their family. And I'm talking to myself, because at first it was very hard. Like, I went through so much. It was a lot of unnecessary things, but it got me here. I've heard a lot about mother-in-laws like wanting to separate relationships, and this is what I've seen in the forefront in my brain, what I've understood growing up. And these women are breaking up their sons' lives because they're having a hard time accepting that their son wants this person, you know, whether that be better for them, whether that be something different than what they're accustomed to, or what they're jealous of or envious of. Because I feel like a lot of times certain women from certain cultures can use their son as some sort of weapon, as some sort of shield, as some sort of healing tool for themselves. I don't feel like the universe or God, whoever you believe in, gives you a child to use as your armor. Maybe as your motivation, sure. Something that my partner and my my partner's mother and my partner have in common is I realized they will do whatever they have to do in the nighttime, have fun, whatever. In the morning, if they got to be at work at 6 a.m., if my mom has to leave the house or his mom has to leave the house nice and early, they're gone. There's no, oh, I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to just, no. There's some sort of like motivation energy in there that they've had for so long because, we're older now. But since back then, that it was like, we got to get up. If not, like, what are we going to do, That's very Nobel Peace Prize award, whatever the word is. They deserve everything for that. It's just motivation to doing what you want. And they accepted their path in life, that it was to get to somewhere greater, and that's what they do. It's all about acceptance and using the energy to get there. Where I feel like this poor girl at 21 years old, I mean, she's not that young. We're not talking 16. We're talking 21, and you want to be with somebody who's 10 years older than you. But you don't have to put yourself through this, is what I want to say. Like, we don't have to walk in these fire pits to prove our love to people. If you don't, you don't. That's it. Give space for somebody else to come in and take your place. Like, it's fine. I also had a hard time dealing with acceptance with one of my closest friends. I felt like I just couldn't get it, Like, there was a part of me that was just like, In acceptance, there's, deciding if you want this in your life or not. And there was a part of me that didn't want it. So I didn't have it until I did. And I understood how to use it, how to make it work for me, put myself in a place where it isn't uncomfortable for me, or it isn't bothering me per se, this person's way of being. I kind of used to give my all to people and not only expect it back, but like everything was surrounding these people. I'm kind of learning how to multitask relationships, like it doesn't all have to be like just with my best friend or just my brother or just my mother or just my boyfriend or just my dad. Like it can all be a collage. It's not one season is this one and one season is that one. Like, that's what my life has been about. Although we had so many similarities, me and her, we also had differences that made me angry sometimes. Like, it was very hard dealing with, it wasn't very hard, but it was bothersome when you know that everything's going to work out fine and this person is constantly thinking about the worst thing possible. That kind of like brings your vibration down. I don't want to say that, but that's really what it is. Like, it's just like you're constantly worried about something that's not going to happen, but that's that person's life. They try to outweigh the risks and try to understand them as deeply as possible so that if they do happen, they know how to get out of it. But I also feel like that's calling it in. I feel like you are planning all these risks for, oh, this might happen, or what if I don't get this, and what if okay, so you made all these plans, but now you called all of this in. Now all of the bad things that you said that were going to happen, happened. So now what? I think it's smart to think about the bad things that will happen, but at the same time, give space for the good things, Not just it be like 50-50. I feel like you're bringing that in. Like, whatever you're putting the most energy towards is what you're trying to call in. I put a lot of energy towards my podcast and into making sure that there's a lot of people who need to hear my message get it. I try my hardest to give as many examples as possible because, I've had a deep life. I'm hoping that it gets there, but I'm not planning for, a catastrophe. Like, I don't even know. I can't even think like that. I don't even know. But it's fine. Like, that's what this person has been raised to do with their own self. This is what their younger self taught them how to do, and that's how they live their lives. And I've accepted that, and I've learned how to manage that so that it doesn't get inside of me. It doesn't become me. I'm not getting any residue. I'm not allowing that to affect me, which I used to do before. I would make everybody's problems my own. Like, this person doesn't have this. Like, I need to figure it out. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, babe, it's not you. And I went through like a hermit mode for like 2 years, just like letting myself figure all of these things out, because I really didn't get it at first. I was like, what is the point of having friends then if you can't rely on them to help you with your problems? Like, what are we doing? What is the point of that? There are other points. I like to calculate risk, but to a certain extent. Like, I'm not thinking what my episode 25 is going to be, and that if I don't have this guest on my podcast, like, this is all ruined. No, I don't think like that. I think like this is what's happening. This is what I want to teach, and this is how we're going. Because I learned how to manage myself and know what overwhelms me and what doesn't. I think at the pace that I'm going with is sustainable. I'm able to keep doing this, you know, instead of having this massive thing in my brain and then it just boop done. Because it's happened to me before. I'm lying. I don't think I've ever thought that big and not did something. Maybe with my YouTube, it took me a really long time to get onto YouTube. I had the idea when I was in high school, when I was like a junior, senior, like around there, but I didn't actually do it until 2020. So I waited like a good 4 years. But there was a lot of it of like, I didn't think I could do this. I'm not good enough and blah, blah, blah. Then I just started casually posting and certain things got views and certain things didn't. And it was just, it is what it is to me. This podcast to me isn't a book that I'm writing of something that needs to come to an end or anything like that. I don't have an end date, but I also don't have a finish. I think the finish is like when I'm gone, you know? That will be my end of being able to share my experiences because I have experiences every day. Even being on live, I feel like it's so welcoming to talk about my experiences and share it with people who go through certain similarities to me or not even, or just things that I have knowledge about. This one kid, I call him a kid because he was going into college, so he's young, he has to be. And he was like, he can't wait to get out of his home state because it's so dangerous and he can't wait to go to college in South Carolina. And I'm like, you're going from Alabama to South Carolina? Kind of seemed the same to me. Like if we look at, the police things and all of those risks and all of those things, like it's kind of the same. And, but I didn't give too much on that. And then he went to go and elaborate on how he wants to like do real estate and stuff. And I'm like, okay, but like you do know that you need this amount of money to do this and like go here. Not trying to dissuade him or whatever, but I was just trying to explain that there are things that you need. You can't just find this broken house, pick it up, buy it, and just fix it and then sell it. Like, what goes into it? It's like, wow, you see, I didn't even know that. I was like, okay, great. So you just have like these plans. But then I was like, why do you want to just flip houses? Like, I feel like people who flip houses want that. That's their dream so that they can do their actual dream, Is it that you are burnt out at work, that you're thinking like, I just wish I could just lay in bed and I have this money be flipped for me or get this money while I'm sleeping? Is there a scarcity in your life that you feel like you need all this money? Or, like what is the reason? Like he was so young to be talking about this. He's like, oh, because everybody just seems like they get so much money from it and they're able to provide and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like after a while, that their investment has actually now started leaving money for them. I feel like social media kind of like messed a lot of people up thinking about like this life and this is how it's going to be and all of this. Like, it's really not that. It's not like that, Life isn't like that. There's a lot of people that I gravitate towards on social media that are very real and open and honest and vulnerable about the real things that go on in their life. And actually, one girl that I follow, she reposted this famous guy from the Dominican Republic who, to me, is just somebody that doesn't understand that his opinion is really not valuable to anybody but himself. Like, he's so arrogant. It's so annoying, but whatever. He was talking about how everything is just going to be about this one celebrity couple, and that it's so annoying and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, like, why do we all care about this? Like, why are we all watching it and blah, blah, blah? We shouldn't care about other people's life and stuff like that. He asks, like, are we just going to keep talking about this one celebrity couple? Like, why can't we talk about these other things? And he was like, oh, because like those other things aren't giving views and stuff like that. And she went on to say, we need to stop wanting to know so much about other people's lives and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. We shouldn't care about what's going on in these celebrities' lives. In that same breath, your job, your literal job is to be an influencer. Okay, which I don't think it's influencing. It's not. It's content creation, what she does. It's not really influencing, but whatever. Your advice to us is to stop watching other people's lives and wanting to learn things from other people and these blogs that talk about these celebrities and stuff. Why are you here? Why is your following so big then? This girl has 100,000 followers and you're going to tell me I should stop watching other people's lives. So should I unfollow you today? Should I unfollow you right now? That was the most idiotic thing I ever heard in my life. We should stop watching these people. We should stop llevando vida, is what she said. I can't even translate that to English. It's like, other people's lives, like paying attention to other people's lives. if I'm not paying attention, why am I following you then? I have never bought one thing that this girl has influenced. What I like about her is that she seems very humble and there's a lot of similarities there. But it's also comes down to a point of, what did you just say? That's the type of thing that makes me unfollow people real quick. Real quick. Like, what? Girl, you lost your damn mind when you told me that. Anyways, then somebody was like, wait, but like you can learn things from their relationship. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, but whatever. There's a lot of things to learn in their relationship. They got together very quickly and all of this stuff. Like you can learn things just as much as we learned from you when you want to put your Shein little gym outfit link and your makeup videos and your outfit videos and how you deal with your kids and how you clean your house and all of this stuff. We just like we can learn from you, we can learn from there because we can learn from anything. I understand that this type of content sometimes can be traumatizing or hurtful, or it's not the most positive. I get that. But you can't invalidate something like that and then try to boost yours up. Like that doesn't make any sense. And then other people were like, so we should just all stop talking to you or stop watching you because it's just because you show on your page all the love and hearts and everything is so nice and pretty and all you got to do is like this and that. Doesn't mean that we need to stop watching the people who's showing that there's actual real messed up things that's going on in the world. There's a lot of things, in my opinion, that the news shows us that is so unnecessary. Like, why did I need to know this person robbed this guy? Like, what is the point of that? You know, is it to not make me want to go to that country, not want to see this or do that? We have to, as consumers, have to understand what we're learning and trying to not try to intake so much information as possible. Like, I need to know this, I need to learn this, I need to understand what they're trying to show you. Take in what you want, and that's it. Accept the facts and accept the fake, because a lot of it's fake. I stopped following a lot of people who keep talking about the same thing and never do. I can't deal with that either. I actually stumbled across someone's live today that they were talking about how like they don't know how to get their audience bigger and stuff like that. And I was like, well, like it's time to be a little bit more vulnerable. Everything was like so frill and so happy, and then one video was like, oh, I'm so sad, and then the rest of them are so happy, and it's like, okay, I can see that you want to be someone's comfort place. That's fine. Just accept the fact that you're people's comfort place. Don't try to be this other person, which then comes off as phony. I feel like a lot of it is just phony. I'm not going to change my personality to fit your idea of who I am. That's not ever going to happen. I am me by myself, and you either shouldn't change who you are for anybody else either, just to fit this criteria of what is blowing up on TikTok, if that's, you know, your passion or anything. Like I said, the most admirable trait, in my opinion, is being yourself everywhere you go. I have been gifted with being able to see through people, through people's facade, through the phoniness, through what they think that they're showing, but they're actually showing, like, I don't know, I could see the black in people who want to be this color, this beautiful magenta. No, I can see the black. I just think it's better to know that you do have black and be honest and open and then keep moving forward, you know? That's just what I appreciate. And a lot of the people that I do follow and watch, that's what they are. It's just real people having real experiences. That's it. That's all we want. I didn't know it was too much to ask for, honestly. Things to take away from this video: your trauma, my trauma, it's nobody else's problem, just ours. We should accept people for who they are if we want them in our lives, and not expect them to change, just as we will not change for them. And a lot of the same issues that you're having with other people is what you're fighting in yourself. Thank you for coming to spend some time with me to better yourself. I truly appreciate it. I'll see you and you in the back soon. And we locked in for life. For life.